You have said it 1,000 times. You look at the clock, you feel a little tired, and you tell yourself, I'll just do it tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to wake up early, I'll be full of energy, I'll crush my work, go to the gym, and finally get my life together. But then tomorrow comes. Your alarm goes off. You feel just as tired, just as unmotivated, and what do? You push it to the next day and the next, and suddenly a week has gone by and you haven't started. Society tells you that you just lack discipline, that you need better time management. But time management has nothing to do with it. The I'll do it tomorrow mindset is actually a well-documented psychological glitch in your brain. But just like any psychological trap, it can be hacked, bypassed, and completely dismantled. Today, we are breaking down the illusion of tomorrow, and I am going to give you the ultimate step-by-step blueprint to force your brain to take action right now. Let's go. Before we can beat the trap, we have to understand why we fall into it. The core of the problem is a psychological concept called time inconsistency. When you think about yourself right now, in the present moment, your brain prioritizes comfort. It wants to avoid stress, avoid hard work, and just relax. But when you think about yourself tomorrow, your brain actually uses a completely different region. Neurologically speaking, your brain views your future self as a total stranger. In your mind, future you is a superhero. They never get tired, they are highly motivated, and they love doing hard work. So when you say, I'll do it tomorrow, you aren't making a plan. You are aggressively dumping your stress onto a stranger, hoping they will deal with it. But future you doesn't exist. When tomorrow arrives, you are just present you all over again. So how do most people try to beat this? They make two terrible, incredibly common pregame mistakes. The first massive mistake is something psychologists call the clean slate illusion. As humans, we are absolutely obsessed with the idea of a fresh start. We tell ourselves, I'm going to start my diet on Monday, or I'll get serious about this project on the first of the month, or the biggest trap of all, I'll change my life on New Year's Day. When we set these arbitrary future dates, our brain actually gets a cheap hit of dopamine. We get the chemical reward of achieving the goal just by planning to achieve it. But here's the dangerous part. By attaching your action to a future date on a calendar, you are actively giving yourself a free pass to be lazy right now. Think about it. If it's Thursday and you promise yourself you will start working out on Monday, what do you do all weekend? You binge, you eat junk food, you sleep in, and you waste time because the new you doesn't start until Monday. You are literally training your brain that delaying action is acceptable. The perfect time to start is an illusion designed to keep you stuck exactly where you are. The second massive mistake is falling into the guilt procrastination loop. This is where it gets really dark. Let's say you promise to do something today and you put it off until tomorrow. When you realize you failed yet again, you feel a massive wave of guilt, shame, and anxiety. You beat yourself up, you tell yourself you're lazy, you're a failure, and you're never going to succeed. But here is the crazy biological truth. Your brain absolutely hates experiencing negative emotions. It cannot stand the stress of guilt. So what does it do? It hits the emergency escape button. To numb the pain of feeling like a failure, your brain forces you to seek out cheap, immediate comfort. You open TikTok, you grab a bag of chips, or you turn on a video game. You aren't actually procrastinating because the work itself is too hard. You are procrastinating to escape the negative emotions caused by your previous procrastination. It becomes an endless, downward spiral. You delay, you feel guilty, you numb the guilt with cheap dopamine, which wastes more time, making you feel even more guilty. Guilt doesn't motivate you, it completely paralyzes you. We need to break this loop. We don't need a fresh start tomorrow. We need strategic execution today. Here is the exact blueprint to kill the tomorrow mindset and become a person of action. Step 1. The minimum viable action. When you say, I'll do it tomorrow, it's usually because the task feels too big and overwhelming. Your brain hits the panic button. You have to shrink the task until it is so ridiculously small that it becomes impossible to say no. Don't tell yourself you are going to write a 5-page essay. Tell yourself you are going to open a blank document and write one single sentence. Once you cross that tiny threshold of starting, the momentum takes over. Step 2. The 5-minute burn. This is how you defeat the hesitation. When you realize you need to do something, your brain gives you about 5 seconds before it starts making excuses. Cut the negotiation. The second you think about the task, tell yourself you will only do it for 5 uninterrupted minutes. If after 5 minutes you absolutely hate it and want to stop, you can. But 90% of the time, the hardest part was simply overcoming the friction of starting. Step 3. Burn the boats. You need to create forcing functions in your life. A forcing function is a mechanism that makes it more painful to procrastinate than to just do the work. Give a friend $100 and tell them they can keep it if you don't send them a picture of your finished work by 8 p.m. Remove the option of tomorrow by making today the only logical choice. Step 4. Forgive the past. To break the guilt cycle we talked about earlier, you have to practice tactical amnesia. If you wasted all of yesterday doing absolutely nothing, let it go. Beating yourself up about it will only drain the energy you need to execute today. Acknowledge the failure, drop the guilt, and reset your focus to the present moment. Step 5. The bonus multipliers. Once you have the core strategy down, leverage the Zeigarnik Effect. This is a psychological rule stating that human brains cannot stand unfinished tasks. If you have a massive project, just do the first 2 minutes of it right now and then stop. By leaving it unfinished, you create a mental itch in your brain. You will find yourself wanting to go back and finish it today rather than putting it off until tomorrow. If you follow this blueprint, shrinking your tasks, using the 5-minute burn, burning your boats, and leveraging the Zeigarnik Effect, you will completely destroy the illusion of tomorrow. You will stop living in the fantasy of your future self, and you will start building undeniable proof that you are someone who gets things done today. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Stop waiting for Monday. You have the blueprint to take back your time. Now, you just have to execute. If this video helped you take action today, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.